We have bubble netting live. That what you can see on the surface there, those ripples of bubbles and the thrashing fins, that is our group of humpbacks. They are back in action. And yes, you can still see them disappearing down. It's incredible how little commotion is created on the surface when you're considering that there are 10 or 11 whales there. Each one could weigh as much as 40 tons, and they've just come lunging out of the water, and yet already it is flat calm again. But the fact that they are back in action is great. So we're going to go back to that film, but hopefully we stand a chance of showing you this whole spectacle live.
We're going to hold you there because, Landis, look
oh
what's happening here, John.
153 made it out into the stream at last. Oh my goodness, that's great. You know, her cubs are in the tree and a ranger is just up there next to her looking at the cubs, but it's great that she's down in the stream for us to see now.
And you know, John, I am so pleased that it's her because she is such a wonderful character here. She's 11 years old. She is the bear with the three cubs that we've been monitoring for the last few days. And look, I mean, you see all of the salmon here in the foreground as well, and this really is proof that the feast is at its height and that all of these bears are making the most of this very short time.
Yeah, she's lying in wait there, isn't she? She wants to pounce.
Yeah, and really, I mean, that, I guess, is the message of how important protecting this land is. And even, you know, as far as wilderness is concerned, the key message with that, and initially, the whole idea, Landis, was...
You know, the idea... It's a glimpse of the way the world was at the beginning. And this is plans to see the world primeval. It's a chance for us to kind of recreate in that. And we're going to leave those boundaries open so animals can move across the landscape.
And you get to see sights like this. There she is, 133 fishing!
Yeah, there's her cub behind her.
Yeah.
Mum's trying to get some salmon, look.
And 2 more cubs.
And we're cutting to feeding out in the oceans as well.
Goodness.
Steve, over to you, my friend.
As if it wasn't enough to get our first black bear, we've also got live bubble netting happening right now. It is an explosion of life and all feeds back to the remarkable abundance that happens here in this Alaskan summer right now. See all those bubbles at the surface there? That is our huge pod of whales. They drop back below the surface. But seriously, we've got to go back to matten those bears.
So 153, still fishing. We're moving our way across the forest here just to try and get back to a monitor, but we know that she is there. We know that she's there with her young cubs. You can see her there just prowling in, and the young cubs coming through. John, come on in and have a look at this. We've run to a place where we've got a bit of technology and we can now see exactly what's happening. And this bear discovering this environment, like we were saying, John, for the first time.
And he's live, look at that. And this cub was just born, remember, in January. So he's just testing the waters, literally, looking for that salmon, looking at Mom to try to get direction on what do I do here. Excited about the salmon splashing around, but not really quite knowing what exactly to do, so still very dependent on 153 to get all of its fish forward.
And you can see, I mean, we were talking about the salmon spawning in the shallows earlier on, and you can see the numbers that are gathering right now.
Yes, the numbers are increasing each day as more waves of sockeye are passing the beaver dam up into the creek. And there's 153 reuniting with her cub. Oh, it's great. It's so exciting to have this live.
And how many cubs has she had?
She had 4 originally when she showed up in the spring, now down to 3. Right. One got sick and died, as we said earlier, but these 3 are doing pretty well.
But throughout her life as a mother?
Yeah, she had another litter 4 years ago. I think it was 2013, and that litter did well. She stayed around. She's the dominant bear now, too. She's been running other bears off from that area, especially around Dipper Falls, where we've seen the most salmon that are vulnerable to the bears here.
Yeah. Well, we really wanted to try and bring these shots to you who are watching in the UK. You know, just sense their aura. And as I was saying, actually, when I got to see the Kodiak brown bears, but do you know what? There is something very special about these black bears. They're smaller in size, but full of character.
Yes, and the other thing about them that I love is that they can live right amongst us. They figured this part out, where they can be in our backyard.
Well, I'm so pleased, 153, that you showed up and you brought the whole family for everyone to witness. We're now going to go over to Katmai National Park. And Liz,
how just wonderful it is to see black bears and cubs fishing on the rivers where you guys are. 700 miles away from you, we have been following a brown bear along this river, but it's just gone round the bend, I'm afraid to say. But wow, that really is a sight for sore eyes. Black bear and cubs. Well done, guys.
Well, there's such an abundance of food source, a lot of variety of food sources as well. And there's...
Samira, I have to stop you because guess what? We've got bubble netting live with Steve. Steve, over to you, my dear.
Yes, yet again. It's incredible to see it happening over and over and over again. So quite often bubble netting will might have times of maybe 15 minutes. There's a whale behind me right now, just about to head below the surface. But the fact that it's happening with such intensity, such frequency, means there must be a vast shoal of herring here at the surface. And you can see the remnants of the bubble there, of what has been blown by one single whale, circling around that shoal, entrapping it in a kind of corral that they won't swim out of, so that the whales can focus in it. And you can see all of the gulls coming in there to make the most of the small fish that have been passed on by the whales. Anyway, back to you, Liz.